we all accept that the ideal insertion torque is 35 to 45 Newton? Is this truly the optimal range? Let's see how this concept was formed. At that time, most implant systems shared similar designs, achieving primary stability by compressing the recipient bone, particularly cortical bone. Based on this, many studies focused on insertion torque to improve clinical outcomes. Misch in 1999 emphasized that excessive compression at the implant-bone interface could reduce blood flow and lead to necrosis, highlighting the importance of minimizing compressive forces. Subsequently, Bucer and the ITI consensus reinforced the need for sufficient primary stability for immediate loading, while avoiding excessive compression. In addition, studies by Esposito, Resnick, and others supported the need for a certain level of insertion torque for initial stability. At the same time, Al-Dalawi showed that torque above 50 Newton was associated with greater bone loss after 1 year. As a result, 35 to 45 Newton came to be recognized as a balance between stability and biological safety, and became a clinical guideline. Is 35 to 45 Newton still a universal standard? No, it is not absolute. It's a variable outcome shaped by implant design and surgical protocol. Insertion torque varies depending on bone quality, implant geometry, thread design, and drilling protocol. To address these limitations, a new approach focuses on controlling stress through implant design. Introduced in 2009, the AnyRidge implant separates the roles of the core and the thread. Long-term mechanical stability is achieved through the core, while primary stability is secured through threads that engage the bone more horizontally, minimizing damage. Even in soft bone, stable fixation is possible without under-drilling using deeper threads. In this structure, even with higher insertion torque, a different biomechanical environment is created. In other words, contact between the fixture body and the recipient bone is minimized, particularly reducing stress on the cortical bone. As a result, higher insertion torque does not necessarily imply increased biologic risk. Macquarie in 2019 reported that higher insertion torque with early loading can produce acceptable outcomes. However, as reported by Hawk in 1995, excessive insertion torque may exceed the elastic limit of titanium and cause permanent deformation of the implant. This may lead to mechanical deformation at the implant connection, and therefore both biologic and mechanical stability must be considered. In conclusion, insertion torque should not be defined as a single fixed value, but interpreted in relation to implant design, bone condition, and surgical protocol. With appropriate design and control, 70 to 80 Newton may represent a new balance, providing high stability while maintaining mechanical reliability. As immediate and early loading continue to expand, this may serve as a new clinical reference. 35 to 45 Newton was a limitation from design. 70 to 80 Newton redefines the standard.